Hello, guys. Thanks for stopping by. So, who exactly are we? Let me do the introductions. We are Pro GMO Alliance, and who are we? Just as you are asking, we are a group of professionals from all fields, be it GMOs or non-GMO experts, who are interested in and who are supporters of safe and healthy GMOs. We are a group that aspire for the mainstreaming of GMOs that have already been certified to be safe and healthy for human consumption. But then, here's the disclaimer: we are no way a replacement for what your government or biological agencies may tell you to do. So, if they tell you to avoid a certain GMO product, just kindly do. But if they tell you that a certain GMO product is safe, then you are of the option to consider that. Therefore, let's get on with this. Today, I'm going to introduce the cassava, and in terms of the GMOs. So let's just begin with a few facts. So, what are the agricultural facts about the cassava plant? One, it's a root tuber. Well, who doesn't know that? But if you've eaten arrowroots before, such as many of us African people, then you can easily recognize and remember the cassava plant. Two, it's native to South America. It actually originated from the banks of the Amazon River. Three, it's food to 800 million people worldwide. Imagine that, 800 million. But why then do I hardly ever hear about the cassava plant when other food crops, say cereals, are being talked about in terms of food security? And fourthly, its productivity per unit area of land is greater than that of maize and wheat. So here are just a few nutritional facts about the cassava plant. As you can see, the cassava plant is almost equal to, less than, or has more nutritional benefits than with compared to other root tubers. And you can go to the USDA food composition database to find out. So before I jump into the GMO cassava, I'm just going to say a few things about cassava. Just as you're able to use potatoes to create crisps and other value-added products, so in the same way, with some bit of creativity and ingenuity, you are able to convert the cassava plant to other value-added products. You can think of making crepes out of cassavas, by the way. But also on the other side, on the flip side, is that the cassava itself can be very bitter. And not on taste. Yes, I insist, not on the taste, but on the yield. Now we are getting to that bit in a very short while. One, so let's move on into the growing of cassava in Kenya, where I was actually born in. It's mainly grown in the western and coastal regions, but despite this, the cassava in this country and along with many other countries in the world, it has been suffering most from one, pests and diseases, and two, planting materials. Actually, these two are the biggest impediment to cassava development in my own country. Now we go to the real deal. Now this is the gist of this presentation. Now it's well known that cassavas are susceptible to the cassava brown streak disease, which not only causes up to, but also more than 90% of the crop. Imagine that about 100% of the cassava crop can go down to this disease. But in a visionary proposal, the government, along with the help of various other stakeholders, was able to commence on a project in 2011 that led to the development and final approval of the GM plant in 2021. So there's a big difference that makes the GM cassava superior to traditional benefits. One, it's highly resistant to the CBSD, but also to the cassava mosaic disease. Be assured that once you plant the GM cassava, you will no longer see the CBSD, which can cause up to 100% loss. But here are better news. It can actually be cropped with other crops. That is, this GM cassava is safe not only for eating, that is human consumption, but is also safe when being intercropped with other plants, let's say maize or whatever other crop you choose to grow alongside it. Therefore, I thank you guys for your listen for giving me a time to listen to the points I had this presentation. You may as well think of tasting cassava for those who have not. But here is the final matter that eh, all of this information has not been of my own. It has simply been uh, picked from various references, and therefore I'll request that you don't take my word for it, but to go and do your own research through these links that I've provided, where you can get more information on the GM Cassava. Thanks for your time, guys.